Coming to you from Hilbert College, it is the podcast
Run Wild!
Back from vacation, Spencer, how was Greece?
Oh, beautiful, Gabe. Beautiful.
Did you watch football in Greece? Do they even have football in Greece?
I don't think they do. I watched this sport called Highlight.
Highlight?
Yeah, it's
That's
kind
a
of
good
like
sport.
it's kind of like racquetball and tennis mixed. It's crazy.
It's the next soccer. It's the next developing sport in America.
Yeah, the next sport that no one cares about.
Anyway, let's start off the podcast. We are in a year where we have quarterbacks that were previously unknown or they weren't that good, and they're filling in for teams now, franchises, and they're winning games. Spencer, what do you think accounts for this?
Well, I think it's because the NFL is such a passing league now than it ever was before.
The rules do favor the offense greatly.
Right, and I think they're preparing themselves way more nowadays than they ever did before. And I think they come into the league more geared towards passing more and not relying on their running backs. I think colleges are starting to train their quarterbacks more into the passing game and more pro-style systems. And they're coming in, and I think coaching's doing great. The systems that these quarterbacks are in, I mean, Jimmy G and Patriots and Dak Prescott in Dallas, Derek Anderson in Carolina, though, great coaches down there.
He almost won the other night. Derek Anderson,
Almost.
filling in for the MVP of the league.
Almost.
How about our co-host's take on this? Travis Pelly Maloney, are we just filled of system quarterbacks now?
No, I'm going to disagree with that. I feel these guys are good quarterbacks. They just needed a shot. Jimmy G, he looked great. I think he played well, and his receivers were there for him, and they had a great running game. LeGarrette Blount played great those weeks that he was in. So Dak Prescott, I mean, Des Bryant hasn't really played, but Ezekiel Elliott's really stepped up for him. So there's other surrounding guys making these guys look good, but there's only 32 teams in the NFL, so I feel there's more than 32.
There's a lot of talent rotting on the bench.
I agree.
Pelly?
I feel like quarterbacks like Dak, they're making the offense more simpler for them, making it easier on them so they don't have to make as many big plays. Put the ball in the hands of other guys that can help them along the way.
I'd agree. I also think that the coaching that these guys are getting is great, but they're sitting on the bench too much to be able to use their skill. Now that people go down, we really get to appreciate what they can do on the field with their throwing plays, and they bring a different aspect sometimes than the starters.
So ultimately, are quarterbacks like Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, are they being overhyped? Are they overvalued?
Not at all.
So then, if we are in the year of the system quarterback, what's the purpose still of a franchise quarterback?
I mean, if you don't have one, you're not going to win a Super Bowl.
The difference is simple, Gabe. Championships.
You think elite quarterback plays the difference between contending for a playoff spot and making a legitimate run at the Super Bowl?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I think elite quarterbacks, the difference is pressure doesn't crack them. We're not going to see too much pressure with these young quarterbacks until playoffs. So let's see what they can do if they're still playing at that point.
You got a quarterback like Andy Dalton, good enough to make the playoffs, but not good enough to win the Super Bowl.
I think also to what you said, Ant, a lot of times when they have the backups in, they'll simplify the offense, a lot of short, intermediate routes. With Tony Romo, with Tom Brady, they'll open up the offense, they'll throw deeper.
Let's not forget, these guys are playing good. Last year, I remember a team, I think they played in London. They put in their backup quarterback. I want to say his name was E.J. Manuel. I don't think that worked out for that team that well, did it?
No, it did not.
See, so
Guys shouldn't even be in the NFL.
nor here nor there. We have to, I think we should appreciate these guys. They're playing great. Whether the offense is simplified or not, these are great quarterbacks.
I think that it's exciting when you have a good quarterback. Right now, for me, the best player to watch is Ben Roethlisberger.
Pretty great stuff. I mean, he does have Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell and Sammy Coates, who played unreal last week. But I have to agree, Roethlisberger is playing well.